Hello, boys and girls. It's your host from the most, Benjamin Dutil. Welcoming you back for another exciting episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. Today is a very special episode because with me, I have the cast from the Monster Mash movie that was recently released and great individuals because I absolutely loved this movie. To me, it was very entertaining, and I can't say enough positive things about this movie because it's so good. I mean, what you looking at? I'm looking at the Brady Bunch or something here. Anyway, Hollywood Squares. Anyway, to keep this short, I would like to welcome Ian Hummel, uh,
Hello.
Gabriel Pranter, Ethan Daniel
Hey.
Corbett, and Adam Slemon, who play significant roles in this movie. All of you are fantastic. All of you are very talented actors. Like I said, I really enjoyed the movie, and I'm going to shut up now so you guys can talk. Um, just quick synopsis of the movie, who had not seen it. Dracula, played by Ethan Daniel Corbett. The werewolf, played by shit. Who plays a werewolf again? I can't remember.
That was me.
Sorry, Ian. It's been a minute. Okay. Gabe plays Invisible Man, and Adam. I forgot who you play. Damn it! I suck at this. I'm sorry.
It's
It's
all
been a
right. I'm the
minute.
mummy.
Okay, you're the mummy, but you all portray like the Universal Monster movie, Universal Monsters you see in the other movies, which is like a modern version of it. And I absolutely, like I said, absolutely love the movie. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate this. This is a huge honor for me, and I hope that you are doing well. So, I don't know who to start with. Let's start with Ian. Let's start with Ian. Ian, how are you doing, sir?
I am great. Thank you for having us on. This is wonderful.
Thank you. Is there, by suggestion, you just tell the audience like a quick background about yourself and how your acting career started?
Sure. I actually just barely started acting about 2 years ago. It's one of those things that's kind of been in the back of my head for many, many years that I just kind of pushed off. Um, I was fascinated by it. Like I was raised on movies. Was an 80s kid, and it's kind of one of the last generations where parents didn't really pay attention to their kids. So movies raised me. And I just throughout my life, I always found myself like re-delivering dialogue that I just saw on TV and see how I would play it. But I never really had the self-esteem or confidence to actually go for it. So as I got older, I work in film. I've been a prop master for almost 20 years. And one day my wife said to me, like, you keep talking about maybe acting one day. When are you going to do that? And I had just finished propping a movie and it was a pretty lengthy film. And then I had some time off and she said, why not just now? And so she really helped me motivate. She's an actor too. And so she showed me all the ins and outs of finding listings and helped me with headshots. And really I owe the last 2 years to her.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the great answer, by the way. Oh, there he is. Here comes
There he
Eric.
is.
Yay!
Boris.
Gabe, dude,
Yeah.
your character is a trip in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Your lines are awesome. I mean, you're like the smart ass in the film.
Yeah,
So,
I know. It was a lot of fun being the smart ass.
some question to you. Brief
uh
background and how did your acting career start?
yeah, so I'm originally from Oklahoma and I got into theater when I was in high school and pursued that in college and did a lot of plays and then I wanted to transition to film naturally. I actually when I was in college here
What's up,
uh,
dude?
when I was in college I started writing and I thought I was going to be a playwright and then I realized there's no money in that and so I was like forget that noise and so I started trying to write for film and I realized it's very difficult to make money in that and so pandemic happened and I was like screw it, let's start acting again and not make money doing that either. uh, so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at now. um, yeah, so theater background. And
Fantastic.
my wife's an actress too, and she kind of showed me the ropes in the business of Hollywood, all the do's and don'ts. So I got on a good track, much like Ian has. Ian's just been working a lot lately. So thank you to the wives.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ethan, Dracula, the man you do not want to fuck with in this movie. Just saying. It's so weird seeing you with a goatee and a mustache. It's because in your face, you're the baby face in the movie is Dracula. So
Yeah, I know. I don't have. I feel like my changes like every other week. I feel like I just am a completely different person every month.
but I have to say, your dialogue in the movie was perfect as Dracula. I mean, the accent, everything was just great. You nailed that role to a T. I mean, I'm watching this movie and I'm listening. Like the dialogue is perfect. The words are the timing is like at the perfect length for all the dialogue and the scenes. I mean, none of the one of you guys didn't try at all to be cool at all. You just did it naturally. I mean, um, it's a fantastic. I'm going to shut up now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Where are you from? Who are you? And how did your acting career start?
I'm actually from Los Angeles. I was born in Santa Clarita, which is like 30 minutes north of Los Angeles. My dad was in the industry. He worked for Warner Brothers. He was a gaffer and best boy for Warner Brothers. So when I was a kid, he used to take me on set. So I remember my first time being on set. I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, and my dad was working on Dennis the Menace too. Uh,
Nice.
and the director at the time I had platinum blonde like towhead hair, and I had a bowl cut, and the I looked very much like Dennis the Menace, right? And the director walked up to me, like, or my dad introduced me to the director. I wish I knew his name off the top of my head. I don't. But he asked me, he's like, "Hey, can you say this for me? Can you say, oh, Mr. Wilson?" Like exactly like Dennis the Menace. So I did it for him, and he was like, "Man, I should have cast you." And for some reason that stuck with me and became my entire personality. And I was like, I'm gonna be an actor now. And then my dad was like, good luck, because he knew what the industry was like.
Right.
Um, and so ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor. So I've been kind of doing this for ever since then.
Great. I mean, like I said, Dracula, don't fuck with Dracula. Eric, Boris, Frankenstein's bodyguard. How are you doing,
Hey,
sir?
good man. Thanks for
That,
having me. I'm sorry.
that
I thought it was 5 p.m. But yeah, I looked at Eastern time. I was like, oh shit, my bad.
no worries. You still made it. It's good. So I was asking the other guys to provide like a brief background on how your acting career started.
I went to Long Beach State and majored in theater with emphasis performance, and then I got a manager like a couple years after that, and then I had my daughter at 2017, and I've been wanting to write my book, so I started writing. I put the acting on the back burner, and then just this past year I got headshots and stuff. So yeah, just 4 years in college, and then just this past year things have been picking up again. So that's my experience and background with it.
Awesome. Congratulations. I'm at anyone who could pick up another role after any other movie it's good news for anybody. I mean,
Yes.
shit. You see, when I get emails to interview actors all the time, I do cartwheels down my hallway, and my fiance just looks at me like I'm crazy. So,
Yeah.
see, are you high? Maybe. Anyway, Adam, the mummy, Mr. Ramesses, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me. Uh,
Pleasure is all mine. So, same question, same answer.
sure, sure. I made my bones doing musical theater, actually. I toured for 6 years doing national tours and regional theater before landing in Los Angeles. And now I'm in Los Angeles full time doing my thing. I still occasionally do musical theater, but there's not a lot of call for it out here in the sunny state of California. But when I get the chance, I still love getting on stage and singing.
Fantastic. So again, I'm gonna reemphasize like how well you guys did. You guys acted in the movie. It's such a good movie. I watched it twice. I mean, I'm gonna watch it again after this. Well, to be honest, just to piss her off because she hates horror movies. So
That'll teach her.
Yeah.
I'll probably sleep on the couch tonight, but that's okay. Um, so anyway, if this next question, anyone can jump in if they want to. Um, was the script expected? It was the script what you expected it to be? So anyone can answer right now. They can just jump in.
Do you
Well,
mean how the movie ended up being compared to the script?
No, it's like, was the script what you expected it to be? Like, you read the script and was like, well, I guess so. What was it entirely different on
Oh,
set?
got it.
I
I
mean,
actually,
go
sorry, you
ahead,
go,
Dean.
Adam.
Oh, I was going to say, so I had never worked with Jose before because Jose Prendez is the writer and director of the movie. And when we got our sides to audition with, it was like half a page of dialogue. You don't fully know what to expect. But to see how flushed out his film was and his vision for it, it was really refreshing to be on set with a guy like that because the number of times you're with people who are just kind of throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks. Yeah, I don't need to tell everybody else in this call. It can be very frustrating. So when I got the script and I read it, it was cohesive. It was visualized, it was conceptualized. It was great. It was great to work on that. And not to mention working with Jose, who was very flexible if you wanted to like throw a line in there or kind of rephrase a line to make it your own. So I mean, I had nothing but a great experience with the script.
So, anyone
I
want to chime
actually have
in?
a
Yeah.
little funny anecdote about it. When I first booked the role, I read the script and I got up to my part in the cabin. And sorry, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it if you watch this interview. There's a part where I get my limbs chopped off. And then the rest of the monsters are kind of like hovering around my body. I was very disappointed. And like I put the script down and I told my wife, I was like, I'm barely in this movie. Like I'm so excited to do this project. I want to be there as many days as possible, and like I'm just in two scenes. So then later on, when I got over my disappointment and wanted to focus on learning my lines, I did a little script search and just typed in my character's name so I didn't have to scroll the pages. Suddenly, it populates more pages than I expected. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here? And yeah, I realized that there was more to it, and I had to finish the script. I recommend I recommend anyone do that if you're in a film, read the whole script.
First, people finish the script.
Yeah, I actually didn't read the script until literally the day before we started because I wasn't official I wasn't officially Dracula until about like 30 hours before we started. So I hadn't read it. I read it. I was on the other side of the country. I was visiting my brother. I was filming a movie in Virginia, and then my brother lives over there. So I was like, I'm gonna go visit my brother afterwards. Um, I knew about the movie, but I didn't know if it was gonna be official or not until literally like 36 hours before we started. And then on the plane is when I read the script for the first time. Um, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Like Jose was like, it's like Avengers, but with old horror movie monsters. And I was like, I'm in. Like, just tell me like where to stand and say my lines, and I'll do it. So it was really good. It was really a good time.
Awesome.
I have something funny to say about that. My friend had they got the audition for The Invisible Man, and I remember reading it with him because he needed a reader, so I was on the phone with him, and I did Dracula, and I was like thinking, man, this is such a cool concept, like they never had the monsters, the protagonists like in Dracula, and because that's all I kind of understood from the dialogue that I was reading with him, and then I got the audition the next day. And I thought that was serendipitous. I told my wife, I was like, I think I have a good feeling about this, even before like I read it. And then I did the part for Boris, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, and they're making him emotional, and And then whenever I got the script, it was exactly how like I imagined it would be, just based off of my friend's audition and my audition. Yeah, I just was like, this is definitely something I've never seen before, so I was very excited.
Awesome. Gabe, the man who shoots first and asks questions later.
That's right. Yeah, I was lucky enough. This is my second time working with Jose, and he had told me after we got done with our previous film that he was working on this, and I actually read one of the early drafts. It didn't change too much, but Jose's scripts are awesome. He gives all every character something, no matter how small they are, something fun to do, something that an actor gets excited about, and that's pretty rare for it to be so widespread. With all the characters. Usually there's just that boring character that doesn't really do much. And that's not the case. Like he makes everyone unique. He makes everyone like he breathes life into all of his characters. And I think that's what makes it such a joy to work with him as an actor. And he lets you kind of take the reins too once it's time to roll. And he's great. And I think we all love him very much.
Awesome.
Absolutely. That is definitely one thing I agree with Gabe, that he very much so lets you do your own thing, and you can bring ideas up to him. And I've never heard him say, "Oh, I don't like that."
No,
he's always very supportive of ideas.
Let's try it.
Yeah. He's like, let's try it. Let's try it. Exactly what he would do. It's kind of a testament to Jose as a filmmaker. This was also my second time working with Jose, and he really cares about these characters, and he's just a massive fan of horror movies in general, or movies in general. So he just knows what he's talking about. So whenever I work on a film with him, I feel very safe and taken care of.
No,
he knows what he's talking about.
100%. Like he's very, he loves his actors, and he takes very good care of them. And we needed that on this one. We needed all the support we could get. It was a challenge.
That was another thing I greatly appreciated about his demeanor, is even when he was thrown curveballs, which happened constantly, he still was able to maintain his composure and levity and just be in great spirits.
We haven't heard from Adam yet. The man who gets beat up by Boris, his heart ripped out. I mean,
Yeah, I was disappointed in that. I thought I'd give more of a fight in that, but Boris just kind of put me up against the wall and ripped my heart out. Funny thing about that is I actually do stunts, and I do fights. And when I got on the set, I was like, "Oh, so what kind of situation are we going to be doing here? Is this going to be like, do we have a fight coordinator or stunt coordinator?" And Jose was like, "Up against the wall, heart out." I'm like, "Got it. Cool." Nothing complex. Got it. No problem. But yeah, Jose was great from the drop. Like, that was the experience in general. Because the guys are right. Like, there was a lot of times on this set where there was a lot of pressure. The turnaround time was tight, filming schedule was tight, and Jose, like, you'd never know. You'd never know talking to the guy. He's always got that upbeat, positive attitude.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
but like I said before, it's like the dialogue was perfect and the timing was perfect and everything. I mean, I sat there. I was thoroughly entertained throughout the entire movie. I mean, not once did I look. It's very rare when I put my phone down and watch a movie, and this time I had my entire phone turned over and on vibrate because I was into this movie. And my fiance looks at me. She's like, "Are you really in this movie, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You put your phone down. You're not answering. Your phone's blowing up, and you're not answering the phone." I was like, "Yeah, you're right, because this movie is really fucking good." I mean, I don't know what. And if they had time to give, I paused it because I would have missed anything. But yeah,
Sweet.
I
That's
didn't
the
know if you
greatest
guys
endorsement anyone can give a film these days. Like,
Yeah,
you see the
seriously.
billboards of movies coming out,
I
quote,
put my
"You
phone-
won't need your phone."
Yeah.
that'd be a good tagline. There's a good slogan. You don't need your phone for this movie. That should be in the bottom of the parentheses that comes up at the bottom. That would be credits.
First screen viewing only.
And people tell me that I'm a very hard critiquer when it comes to movies, but this movie was really, really good. I mean, if I had two hands, I'd give you like, I don't know, 4 thumbs up. I'm just saying, because it was great. Does anyone have any favorite scenes from this movie at all? Because it looks like you guys had fun on the set, and I don't know if you had any favorite scenes.
One of my favorite scenes is when Adam is he looks down the hallway and he's like, "Is it safe?" That was my favorite thing.
Yeah, that scene made me guffaw. Like
Laugh for
I was
sure.
like, "Oh." And
That was an out loud.
that was actually one of the days I was there when they filmed it.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was hilarious that day.
Yeah.
And just
Any scene with Adam.
Yeah, the goat's milk.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
really.
funny.
Oh, thanks, fellas. I mean, but that's actually what I love about this cast is it was a pleasure to work with everybody. There were no egos on this set, you know, there was no drama. It was just a bunch of people trying to make the best possible movie as you could. And I mean, like every single one of these guys, it was a pleasure to act across of, you know what I mean? Like Ethan and I think we're in the first scenes together. We got to shoot the mummy stuff in the cave. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. And sure enough, you know, like whether it was shooting in the cabin, you know, with Ian, or if it was doing the hallway scenes with Gabe, or just the big final fight with Erik and all of us running around, like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I have to know. I mean, it looks like you have because I can read people very carefully on set. Just watching you guys, I can tell you relaxed. You're having fun, and it looked like, as you said, there's no pressure going on whatsoever. Um, what's Michael Madsen like on set? Is he cool? Is he a dick? I mean,
He's awesome.
I never got to meet him. So you guys can talk about that. I never got to meet Michael at all. But I think Erik had probably the most screen time with him. So Erik would probably know more than anyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he told me like in between our scenes, he's like, I wanted to be a NASCAR driver, and he told me how he got into acting, and he told me about all the because I asked him, I was like, did you really get bit by the snake on the Kill Bill movie? And he was like, yeah, they put it's like a real snake that's not poisonous, and they like put a stick underneath, and it really bit him. And he talked about how he like messed up 3 takes on that, and so. It was just, you know, I asked him about species. I mean, I just was like picking his brain, and he was really, you know, kind because I had one scene with him where it was, and it made it into the movie, like the part where I was like, "Father," you know, like after he gets stabbed, and Jose told me before, he's like, "All right, buddy, I need those waterworks," and you know, and I made the mistake. He's like, "Ready?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." If I'd have just taken a minute, I could have just gone back to that, you know, and not needed to rely on Michael, but he was like, I love him, you know, and he was, you know, his heart was in the right place, but he was like, you suck, you know, no, he's like talking crap to me, you know, for that scene. It wasn't what he really said in the film, and it kind of snapped me out of it because I saw everyone like kind of snickering, the camera guys and stuff, and then I asked Jose, I was like, can we do it again, but like just have him really pretend he's dying, and then I still couldn't do it, and I was like, damn it, I was like, I couldn't, you know, I felt like I messed up the scene and couldn't do what Jose asked. So I was like, I don't know. I guess I was seemingly, you know, beating myself up about that in the corner. And then Michael walked up to me. He's like, hey, man, I'm sorry. And I didn't mean to like mess it up for you. I was like, no, I shouldn't. I should be able to do this without anyone, you know. And I said I was a little starstruck, you know, kind of, you know, in that scene. So I was like, it didn't help, you know, it's you know. And then he's like, Sean Penn did that to me in one of our scenes, and he just totally went off, and it messed me up. And he's like, I just did the same thing to you, and he gave me a hug, and I was all like, I'm getting a hug by Michael Madsen. I was like, that's trippy. But yeah, and then yeah, he's so cool because he on New Year's Day he texted me and he left me a message. I'll never delete that message. He's like, Boris, it's me, Michael Madsen. You know, I need you. He's like, no, I'm just kidding. He's like, I just want to wish you happy, you know, New Year's and stuff. And then he's like, call me back, you know, if you want. And I was like, okay. So I like, beep, beep, beep. I was like, hey, man. And I talked to him for like 20 minutes. And, you know, and then we you know, and I just texted him actually yesterday. And because I saw that scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know, where they're doing that famous scene he did in Reservoir Dogs where he cuts that guy's ear off and he's dancing. And Charlie Day is doing that scene. And I was like, I'm just going to text it to him, you know? And I texted him. I was like, hey, I said, hey, brother, it's like, you know, thinking of you, you know, you're a legend, and, you know, here's a scene, and like they're paying homage to you, you know, your scene. And then he texted me back, and he told me he's doing a movie about a son and a father, or a father-son role. And yeah, I had a quick exchange. I was like, that guy is, for being who he is the most generous, you know, professional. I mean, even when you see him act on set, you're just like, God, there's like there's such an ease with what he does, you know, how he acts, it's like everyone does too much sometimes when they're acting. It's like they're trying to show you, but you just like, here's the lines, and yeah, he was a pleasure to work with on stage. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling now, but yeah, he was a pleasure.
You worked with him the most.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he was awesome, man.
Yeah, it's
Well,
also really. Oh, so sorry, Ben. You can go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got maybe less than 4 minutes left because it just flew
All
by real quick. So
All right.
I have a quick I asked this everyone I interview, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. If either one of you could portray another character in that movie, who would it be? If you could flip the role or flip the script.
Dracula.
Dracula.
Dracula's just the coolest. He's the coolest. I mean, come on.
It's a werewolf. You got Dracula. You don't want fucking Dracula. Adam is the mummy who's then gave this guy the visual man, like I say, who shoots first, asks questions later, and Boris, who likes to headbutt people all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You were a wrestler at one time, weren't you? I could tell.
Yeah, I wrestled since I was like, a little kid, 10.
Wow, that's crazy. You can tell just from
He's like, everyone's like, you look like you wrestle. I was like, do I look beat up? I'm like,
Hey, I read your bio. I know all about it. So anyway, short on time. I'm so sorry. It's been a fantastic interview talking to all you guys. Like I said, I really enjoy the movie. I hope it gets a lot more reviews, a lot more positive reviews. And the moment I stopped watching it, I went straight to Facebook. I started blowing up about it. Like, everyone's got to watch this movie. It's just a fantastic film. It's not a slow burn. It's a very good, entertaining movie. And I gave it 5 stars, man, because it was just done so well. I mean,
Thanks.
in my opinion, it could not have been done better.
Thank you, Ben.
You're
That means a
awesome.
lot.
Thank you a lot,
I
brother.
mean,
That's really,
obviously,
really nice.
no, man. I'm being honest, man. All you are very talented, and I'm hoping they have like a part 2 of Monster Mash. I hope there's a sequel and they bring all you back because you guys are phenomenal. So,
Jose's trying.
so please keep up the good work. Please keep acting, and I hope you all have a very good future, prosperous future. And I wish you all the best of luck in your careers. And God damn it, I hate to end this thing so soon, but I fucking hate Zoom. This shit pisses me off. 40 minutes is not long enough. So thank you all again. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the fantastic cast of Monster Mash. And thank you so much. And yeah,
Thank you,
you all have
buddy.
a wonderful
Thanks
weekend.
for having me, dude.
It's a pleasure.
brother.
Thank you.